Hi, Instagram. Okay, I'm doing a duel live. Marcy Dixon. We're going to we're going to do a little bit of three-step skincare. I'll actually sneak an eyeshadow look in really quick too, I think. And then we're going to talk about widows. Or have a widows chat. But if you struggle with anxiety, a lot of the tips I'm going to be sharing to you ladies that might be widows, or maybe you're not, you can stay on, because really it's a lot of it is just is something we all can use, whether, for grieving anyone, or if we have anxiety or, any issues with grief, or, just things we're going through everyday life right now. Right. So while everybody's hopping on, I'm going to go ahead and do an eyeshadow look really quick. And then we'll do the three-step skincare. It's called the Pot of Gold, and it's a special that is through the Pomifera website. It's the skincare line that I love, but it's more the clinical grade of things. So it's going to be called the youth line. All right. Hey, good morning I bet you're in the UK. So if you're in the UK, good morning if it's morning time. If you're on Facebook, hello ladies. Alrighty. And let me know. I don't see anybody commenting on Facebook. Can you guys comment and see if I'm seeing comments, or if I get to see comments on Facebook? I certainly hope so. Otherwise, I'll probably leave after the skincare one and try to start again. But let's do an eyeshadow look really quick, okay? Just while everybody's trying to hop on. Australia. Okay, well, we are getting ready to go into Australia and New Zealand pretty soon, Andrea. So that's exciting. Hey, Missy. And I wonder if I can't see comments on Facebook. I'll bet that's happening. So we'll just hang out. We'll do we'll do the skincare part of things, but when I get ready to do the widows thing, I'll get off and come back on. Hey, hi, Joan. Hi there. Hey, Ardell. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do an eyeshadow look really quick. I have my 3D foundation on. I'm going to tap into a color that's called Baker's Street. It's so pretty. It was a limited release, and I'm not sure if it's going to come back out, but it's highly pigmented, but I'm just going to do it all over my entire lid. So I'm just pressing it into my entire eyelid and just going to do one color, and then I'm going to put a little bit of a shimmer underneath. So it's really simple. Remember, it's easier to just tap and press into your lid. If you have, if you're over 60, I'm over 60, and your eyelids are kind of like when I used to do the windshield wiper thing, and it worked really, really good. But sometimes it doesn't work so good, especially if I'm using more than one color. So a lot of times just tapping and pressing into your eyelid is really a good thing to do. So I'm going to, again, I'm not seeing any comments from Facebook. So I'm thinking that my comments aren't working. Like, you guys are probably there and you're writing things out, but I'm not being able to see them. So if that's the case, I'll probably try to get off after we've done my skincare talk, and so that I can get back on and try to see comments maybe when I do the widows chat. Okay. So there's that. But you guys, this is Baker Street. Everything turns just a little bit purpley on my eyelids. Sometimes it's just our undertones, or that's just what happens. I'm going to also take this new brush that we got. Gosh, when was it? The beginning of February or sometime in February. I'm going to take the fan end of it, which is for your mascara too, but I'm going to take the fan end and just tap it into Baker Street. I'm going to take my last lash on the edge there, and I'm just going to stamp and give myself a little bit of a wing. See, look how that worked. Really good. Hi, up close and personal on Instagram, huh? Okay, so if you want a color match for your 3D foundation, I've already packed my palette for tomorrow. I'm heading out of town. So this is your 3D foundation. This is a traveling palette. I put it in it's TSA approved. It's amazing. But tomorrow I'll do my makeup for you girls, a full face when I'm at the airport, probably on my layover, just because, I don't know. My granddaughter has been here most of the day today. She went to the gym, but she was like, yeah, did you just start packing today? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why? Do you pack before that? And she's like, yeah, I do actually. And I was like, oh, good for you. But so I did do that poll in our stories asking if we did, if you guys pack ahead of time for your trips, or if you pack the day of, or like the day before. But yeah. Okay. All right. So, and then I'll just do a little bit of shimmer. It's one of these chrome eyeshadows. So pretty. And I'll just do a little bit on my lower lid, just because it's fun and it's Friday night. And then I will take my makeup off, And we'll talk about the Pot of Gold 3-step skincare collection that is actually going to be really good to travel with also. I already travel with one of them all the time, and I don't have one of the products, so that's okay. But yeah. So if you are commenting on Facebook and I'm not responding, it's because I can't see all the comments on Facebook. So that's okay though. We're going to roll with it. All right. So my 3D foundation is good. And this is a really easy clinical grade skincare products that you can use. You're going to comment Palm if you want. I love shimmer. Always adds a little light. It does, right? If you want any of the, if you want to be able to shop this collection, it's called the Pot of Gold collection. You're going to just comment Palm, P-O-M, and you'll get the link for this collection. And I think you save, it's like regularly in the US, it's 180 something normally, but then it's 140 something on sale, and you'll get your points back. So it starts with a gel cleanser, and it doesn't have any soap or anything in there. It's really a good, healthy, clean, like I said, clinical grade skincare, but you will, I don't have it. So I'm going to just use some wipes really quick and take my makeup off, and then we'll talk about the other 2 products that I do have and love. And I was excited about it because it was something I never really paid attention to. And then that's the happy hour special for the month of March for Palmifera. And I was just like, oh, that would travel really well. So I will probably, not probably, I am going to order the cleanser because I want to try it. And like I said, it's more of a clinical grade skincare program, and it's just 3 steps. So you'd have the lather that's in a squeeze bottle or like a tube, but bigger than this, okay? It looks something like this, so it's gonna be great to travel with. And it's going to just be a really nice, good cleanser. And I'm excited to try it, but a lot of the other ladies use it and they love it, okay? So I've got my makeup off, and then we'll go to step 2, and I'll talk to you about the products and what they're good and why they're good, okay? Alrighty. Oh my gosh, my granddaughter helped me clean today. I was like, what do you like to do? We used to split our cleaning list, my sisters and I. Mom would make us cleaning lists, and before we could do anything on the weekends, we had to get our list done. So that means if we wanted to do something on Friday night, we had to get it done after school Friday. If we didn't want to do anything on Friday night, we needed to make sure we got it done before Saturday night if we wanted to do something on Saturday night. But my sisters and I, she'd make these 3 lists to clean the house, and my sisters and I would we had favorite things. Like one of us preferred cleaning a bathroom versus something else. So it's fun. So I asked my granddaughter, I'm like, okay, so I need help. What do you like to do? And then she told me. So, all right, so you've cleaned your face with the first step, the cleanser in this Pot of Gold collection, okay? And you're gonna comment Palm if you want the information for that. Then step number 2 is I have another jar of these because obviously I love them. They are a vitamin C and E with raspberry cell extract to plump. So it's gonna plump, brighten, and visibly reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So I love it because it's measured out for you, okay? And so it's kind of like your vitamin C brightening serum, vitamin C and E brightening serum, but it's also going to just tighten and firm and do all the good things for it, okay? So you just twist this top a little bit out like that, and then the product will come out. I just put it on my face, or you can put it on your finger, whatever you want. But these little capsules, it's the Pot of Gold. So this is your 3-step skincare. So this is like a serum brightening product. It looks more like a cream, but you're gonna just put that on your skin there. And I will have my skincare done for tonight, so I'm excited about that. I guess that won't be looking that fine for, so you just put that in there, and then if you have a wand or any, like one of those masks or anything you wanna use for your facials, you can do that. And then the next one is your nighttime cream. I've used this a lot, and it reminds me of Noxzema. So do you guys remember Noxzema? I'm sure you do. But it reminds me of Noxzema. I'm just like, oh my gosh. The smell and the consistency is just like Noxzema, but it's not Noxzema, okay? But I will tell you what it does, okay? In the evenings, to smooth on face and décolleté after treatment, serum is fully absorbed. So I should probably wait a few minutes, but I'm not going to because I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving on. So you wanna let that serum, that vitamin C and E and raspberry extract to soak into your skin. Now you're gonna make most of your night, make the most of your night. It has marine algae, botanicals, and vitamin supports your skin to cell renewal process. Helps build collagen and elastic in your sleep. Wake up to skin that appears younger looking, smoother, and more luminous. It has jojoba and shea butters for additional added moisture. So I really do love this product. I've used it. I hadn't used it lately. You kind of get on, I'll get on these like little kicks of, oh yeah, I'm going to use that for a while. I find something new and shiny and I'm like, yeah, because Palmafira and Shackley, the youth line, are always coming out with new different things. And I'm like, oh, and we like to try them to see if there's something we need to share with you girls. And we like a lot of their stuff. They just have awesome stuff. So this is, again, the Pot of Gold. And it is a 3-step skincare routine. And it's the happy hour special for the month for Palmafira. So you're going to comment Palm if you want the skincare information and you want the link to shop it, okay? And then also, if you didn't grab your conceal for your under eyes that I talked about last night and I did a reel for, it's also in that link, okay? You can shop for it there, okay? So again, the Pot of Gold. And you've got the moisturizer, the nighttime moisturizer. You've got your vitamin C and E serum. Easy to travel with, you guys. And then the bottle that is your cleanser. I don't have one of those right now, but it's just going to be like this. It's just going to have a flip. It's bigger. It's bigger than this, okay? And it's going to be a great cleansing gel is what it is, okay? All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer any of them. And I can't see any questions from Facebook. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to stay on here on Instagram. If you, if you are on Instagram and you want to talk about, or you want to hear about Widows Chat and you want Widows information, you can stay on. Okay. We're just going to have a little girl Friday night chit chat. If you're dealing with grief or anxiety, stay on. I am going to say goodbye to Facebook real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and start a new live with the Widows Chat, okay? And then maybe I can see your comments, because this is going to be kind of interesting if I can't see comments. Just saying, okay? All right, hold on a second. Let me end this. Bye. Hi. Just be patient with me. So sorry. Oh, Lordy. Well, there it is. And there's lots of comments on Facebook. So, alrighty. Who is excited about, I am so excited about the time change this weekend. So excited. Grab some water, grab a mocktail. I won't take too long, especially if I don't have many people talking to me. So we'll see. We'll see. And I think we're going to do a repeat of dinner tonight, my granddaughter and I. We had bacon and pancakes, gluten-free pancakes the other night. It was really yummy. No. Here we go. It was so good. And I think we're doing that again tonight. Okay. So try not to be too close and too far away, huh? Hi. Okay, if you're here again on Facebook, let me know if you can talk to me. I hope you can. If not, if you're on Instagram, you might need to chat with me every so often. But if you can comment and respond on Facebook, that would be amazing. But I'm Marcy Dixon, and I usually share hair, fashion, and makeup. But unfortunately, gosh, how many months ago now? It's over a year. So November, December, January, February, March. 17 months ago, my husband passed away rather unexpectedly. And so it's been quite the journey. And I don't think it matters whether they pass away expectedly or unexpectedly. I think we always think, we might be prepared. I don't know. When you go through the journey of them being sick and at least knowing they're going to pass away, I still think it's just as hard. It's just different probably. And we're all different as far as grief goes. We all just take on grief in different ways. Okay. So don't ever measure like how my life is or what you think my life is and what I do online, because I really usually have my act together online, kind of, sort of, but I definitely don't have it together the rest of the time usually. So you're going to comment GUIDE, G-U-I-D-E, if you want the resources to this widow's handout. Okay. So let's talk, oh shoot, gosh darn it. So let's talk about the journal first, and I'm gonna have to get up and get it because I forgot that I was gonna talk, I have it in my notes to show it and talk to you guys about it. But I have found this journal and journaling to be very, very, very beneficial. I think sometimes we resist it, or maybe you're not a natural journaling person, but I think once you do get into the practice of it, you'll find it really helpful. And so I have a new one ordered. These are like $5. There's the link for them. If you comment guide, there is a link for these through my Amazon. That's the only thing that, I mean, there's a couple things I think that you can just get through Amazon. Otherwise, this is all just, I mean, I'm just here giving you information, okay? But I want you to know like how I really find it helpful, and so I'm gonna walk you through the journal a little bit. It just starts out as Dear Heavenly Father. So it has a little prompt. You can just do whatever, okay? But I like that it prompts us and gets us started, because sometimes we don't know what to be writing when we're journaling. And then this is, I mean, and I don't know if anybody will read this in the future. I have no idea if my kids will, but I just write however I feel, and I guess I'll burn it or shred it or throw it away if I don't want other people reading it. But there's nothing really in here that they can't read, and I think they would get some insight I think it's just very insightful if they ever do read it in the future. I mean, my mom wrote in diaries and journals, and so did my grandma, and I found it all very interesting and insightful. So, and then it says, thank you for. So, I'll just be like, thank you for whatever that day, and it's always good to have an attitude of gratitude, where our energy flows, where our thoughts go, energy flows. So to kind of retrain our brain to, we've lost our person, we're sad, we're bummed, we're emotional, angry. So 1 minute we think we got this, and the next second we don't. So there's a lot of emotions going on. And so, to be grateful is a good thing, to try to find some gratitude. And, just being like, I used to practice a lot of gratitude, and, I couldn't gratitude myself out of grief. I can tell you that, so that's not what I'm trying to get you to do, but we have to train our brain to work a little bit differently. Okay. And then, people I'm praying for today, there's a little prompt there. And then I'm worried about. And so there's a spot there that if you are worried about something, get those worries down and get them out. Okay. So I'm worried about XYZ. And then here's what's happening in my life. And so sometimes that's just what I'll be like, oh, I'm so frustrated about this, or this is not going well, or, oh, this is going well. And maybe I'm so grateful for a lot of things that I just continue being like, I'm so grateful for XYZ. Then, there's another little area that says I need. And some days it's like, I talk about things I could use in business or whatever. And then other days it's just like, I need Tim, my husband that passed away. I'm just like, I need a hug. I need to hold his hand. I need ... So you just, I'm very honest. And there's some days where I'm just like, and sometimes you'll find that you just cry, and it's a really good release. I just have found it so helpful. And then other things on my heart that I need to share with you, God. And so then I usually can fill it all up. And sometimes it's the same thing for the week. Maybe it's a whole, it's just a bunch of stuff the same and repeated. But I do totally love this journal. There's other ones too. This is so inexpensive, so easy to travel with, and it's full. And I've got like I said, I have a new one that I'll get started on. I've just got a few more pages in here that I can do. In fact, I probably will just leave this and finish it later. Your Facebook isn't. It's not live? Oh, geez. Thanks, Erin. Okay. Hi, girls. So I didn't push the live button, and I've been sitting here talking to both of you for so long on Facebook and stuff. If you're here on Facebook Live now, yay, thanks. Say hi. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Oh, well. Hey, so if you guys can comment, let me know. Give me comments. And if you're on Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and keep going where I was at. And then I'll circle around at the end, and I will go back to the guide and what I talked about to begin with the last 10 minutes while I thought I was live on Facebook too. So if you're here, give me comments. Oh, Lordy, whatever. We were just talking about the journal. So at the end, I'll talk about the journal. And like I said, I don't think I can see comments. So there's that too. All right. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Well, we tried. I can always do this again. We can do part by part or we can get together again. It bums me that I can't see comments because it's really easier to chat back and forth. But anyways, okay. So we talked about the journal. I walked you through that. And then so if you comment guide, Guide, you will get the information and the resources that I have gathered and that I found helpful to me as a widow. Okay. If you're just hopping on, hi, sorry about that, Facebook. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. But I do feel like it's support groups can be really, really good. And, I know you ladies, there's a lot of different resources. So if you do have suggestions, please go ahead and put them in the copies below. Also, you guys, when I do post the grief, reels and videos, I try to respond, but it gets an overwhelming amount of response, which is great, which is a blessing. And then if you guys want to start conversations with each other, that's wonderful. But sometimes I just can't get to everything. But do know that I go through it all. I read it and I want to give such long responses and I do really appreciate it. So there's that. Okay. So there's the support groups that you could go to. And then I also have some podcasts listed if you get the guide for widows. Okay. So if you just comment guide, there's all these different links in there for different people I follow that have been helpful. And there's, the Widowed Mom Goes On. There's a podcast and I even took her course and it was amazing. But the podcasts are free, you guys. This is all resources that are very, very don't cost you anything and could be really, really helpful for you. And if you plan your X amount of days, that you're going to I'm going to listen to a podcast while I clean my house today, or I'm going to listen to a podcast while I would normally be scrolling on Facebook or whatever, or do a meditation or whatever. Okay. So the other thing is, I was talking about training your brain to think about positive things. So I also wanted you to acknowledge your victories, because as widows, we are doing things that we're uncomfortable with, things that we don't normally do, things that we never wanted to learn to do. I mean, there was things I'm like, nope, honey, that's your job. And Tim was fine with that. And I should have learned, there's things that he's like, you can do anything you want to do. And then when I go ahead and turn around and do them, I'm like, oh yeah, you told me I could do that, but we need to recognize those as victories. We need to acknowledge it. I love to feel good about what I've accomplished. And I found that I'm a little bit more patient with myself than I ever was when Tim was alive. I find that I can do hard things. And then there's things where I'm like, okay, I just need to slow down and I need to think, what would Tim tell me? What would Tim do? What can we do? So then sometimes it's just talking it through. And I talk to Tim day and night and day, all the time. I laugh, so that I'm probably crazy, but anyway, so acknowledge your victories, right? And then I also think about when I have a lot of things to accomplish. I mean, there's always these widows things that we have to accomplish, right? And so we could make this huge long list and it could take us forever. And we could get very overwhelmed by that big long list. So, just chop it down, take it to just 3 things that you have that you need to maybe get done that day, or one thing that you want to get done that day. If it's a really, really hard thing, I still need to bring Tim's phone back to Verizon. I haven't done that yet. I thought I was going to do it one day and then I didn't do it. So then I still have to do it. So that's on my list, but I just carry that over and I don't feel bad. It's don't have your shoulds and don't feel bad. It's I think I was putting a lot of pressure on myself for year 2 because I had survived year 1. I was like, oh my gosh, I survived. Now I need to accomplish stuff. And it's still hard. This is when reality hits you that this is life. And so year 2 can be just as hard in lots of different ways as year 1. Okay. And don't measure and look at what everybody else is doing, as a widow. Don't measure yourself against other widows because it's not a race. We're not comparing ourselves to each other. It's just, when I see somebody talking about being a widow, feeling more hopeful, it makes me more hopeful. When I see widows having some joy, finding out who they are, it gives me hope that, oh my gosh, maybe I will figure that out someday, because I need to figure out who I am, what I am, who am I without, I'm not a mom. And I mean, I am a mom, but I don't have anybody at home. I'm not a wife. I'm not a daughter anymore because my parents have both passed. It's I've always been somebody to something to somebody. And now it's just me. And I'm okay, I'm going to embrace that and try to enjoy the fact that I was given that gift, because a lot of people might really want that gift, not that their husband passed away, but might want the gift of finding some freedom and finding out who they are and discovering who they are, whatever. Okay. So, where your thoughts go, energy flows. I know I said that once on Instagram too, but just remember that, we can't gratitude ourselves out of being sad and experiencing our grief and walking through our grief, but we can train our brain to be looking at more positive things or seeing beauty in little things. There's nothing, it doesn't serve us. I mean, I go through a cycle, I can start a cycle, a whole downward spiral of like, what could we have done differently that Tim could still be here? And you can just go down that road. And a lot of you ladies I've talked to you, it's, and it's like, oh, if we would have done this, or I could have done this, or why didn't I do this? And we can go down that road. It does not serve us. It changes nothing. It's just like worrying. Worrying doesn't do us any good, nor looking back at that and trying to think of all the things we could have done differently. So I just tell myself when I going down that road, I just tell myself, stop. This is not serving you. This is not getting you anywhere. It's not helping you feel better today. It's not helping you get things done today. It's just stop. This does not serve you. That's all I have to say to myself when I go through that spiral. It's a practice, but I have to remind myself that is something that I don't have to think about. And I don't have to, it doesn't matter anymore. It's done. So we have to figure out how to deal with this now. And then my granddaughter and I, we share every night. We share 3 good things because I felt like I need to be positive. I need to be thinking about and noticing the good things that I'm doing and not noticing. And even this goes for any of us, whether we've lost anybody or not. A lot of times we think of all the things we should have done, the things we didn't get done, and we don't focus on all the things that we did get done, the things we did well, the things we accomplished. So I'm training my brain to just be a little bit more positive thinking, acknowledging the victories, acknowledging the things we did, acknowledging that there were good things in my day. My husband has passed. Yes, it sucks. Big time. Big time. There is no sunshine in that area on that fact. But I'm here and I need to train my brain to find joy in life again because I want to feel joy. I don't want, it's like a Groundhog's Day. You can do Groundhog's Day. It's like every day is the same because it's just, you're like, wake up and you're like, oh, here we go again. Same old thing. Tim's not here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then, the other thing is you might want to think about this. And there's, do you know your love language? And again, I'm so bummed that I can't see comments, on Facebook, and nobody's really chatting a whole lot here on Instagram. Hey, Joan. Of course I should probably catch up with those, but you know what? Have you ever, you're not live. Oh, hi, Aaron. Thanks for telling me. I'm sorry. I didn't scroll down. Mom, your Facebook isn't live. Thanks, Aaron. All right. You're going to say guide if you want information for any of this, things that I've talked about. Came on Insta since you weren't on Facebook. Thank you, Debbie. I'm on Facebook now. Okay. If I see any Facebook comments, I'll ask them here. Okay, honey. Thank you. Sorry. I'll catch up with all these things. I'm almost at 10 months. Oh, Faith, bless your heart. You can send me Hadley. Okay. I'm sure Hadley doesn't want to come live with me though, is the problem. But let's go back to love language as well. Whoops. What I wanted to talk about, gosh darn, I don't know how 22 years later and God has helped me do more than survive. Yay. Yes. I have thrived. That's awesome. Looking backwards slows our forward progress. I live life in joy and hold on to. That's awesome. I love that. I love it. And I don't know how to change this either, you guys. Oh my Lord, technology is like not my friend. Okay, so oh. Okay, I'm not sure what I was saying. Anyways, oh, your love language. So my love language had changed within time. And so kind of find out what your love language is. Tim and I were very affectionate. I love to get a hug. I love to hold hands. I was a massage therapist, so I'm very tactile and I just am an affectionate. You're good on questions on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, honey. So I'm good with, I just do. And so I get massages every week almost, or every other week. I know that I need that human connection and that touch. Okay. And then, I've got snuggly granddaughters and kids that love to give me hugs, and so that's great. But it's just important to know your love language. There's sometimes where I'm really chatty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't used up all my words. I was visiting with Aaron, and one morning I was actually in a really good mood. I got up and I was like, oh, Aaron, I said, I'm going to be talking a lot. I am so sorry. So it's always different things, right? But I would say try to figure out what your love language is. I also obviously love to give, and I had no giving to give the first year, but I do feel like I'm starting to want to give again, and to, I don't know, I don't know how I'm going to give, but I do feel like I wanted to give again. So that's cool. That feels good to me. All right. Sorry. This is annoying, right? Nope. Okay. So let's do a little bit of body calming techniques, and then we will be done for the night on this craziness. And I will, if you're on Facebook still, I will go over this journal. That's what I did the very first when I thought I was live with you guys, and I wasn't. Okay. But I find it really hard to sleep. Like last night though, yes, you love your grandkids, because I know it. Aren't they the best? And hold your hand. I know. Yes. I have a really hard time sleeping at night. So like last night, and sometimes I'll wake up with a little bit of anxiety, or sometimes I can't even get to sleep. So you guys, one of the first things I found out about body calming, I never heard anything about it, was I would just tap on your sternum. You guys, you can just tap like this rhythmically on your sternum, but then I'll say like a mantra inside my head, just silently. It's like, there's a couple of them there's a couple that I will say. I'll be like, let go, let God. And then the one that I've really liked a lot lately is I am at peace. So it's just, I am at peace. And I think I've shared this before, but it's so comforting to just tap on your sternum and say, I am at peace, and I'll just like do that as a mantra. And then like last night, I ended up getting to sleep. So that was exciting. After being awake for 2.5 hours in the middle of the night, like at 3:30 in the morning or whatever. Okay. And then, also your vagus nerve, just follow there. I've got people on that. If you comment guide and you get the widow's guide, you're going to find that I have some Instagram people that I really enjoy following, and they're experts at the vagus nerve, which is your nerve that's going to help calm your body out of fight or flight. I mean, my body was in fight or flight pretty much like 6 months prior to Tim passing away, if not longer. And then definitely afterwards, So, this is really good to just like massage right in front of your ears. Your ears have a lot of trigger points. You can just do circles with your ears. Just follow some of those accounts and find something that feels good and natural to you. There's also the bilateral tapping. So this is not just for grief, you guys. This is for if you have children with anxiety, if you get anxiety, if you have panic attacks, you can do like what's called the butterfly. So it's bilateral tapping, just, tapping back and forth, and then also focusing on breathing. Okay. Or you can also, like, if you're somewhere and obviously, you're around a lot of people, you can even do that on your legs, just quietly underneath the desk or at school or whatever you want to do, but you can just tap back and forth like that. And then, there is a grief spot on your body, an emotional release spot on your body. You will maybe find that when you get a massage, you might have an emotional release no matter where they work. Like one day when Candy, the massage therapist, was working on me, she like worked on the back of my shoulder, and all of a sudden it was just like, I just cried. I just started crying. I had no idea what I was crying about. There was no thought that went through. It's just like my body, my neck and shoulder had been so sore there. And all of a sudden it was just like my grief had been stored right back there. But they do say your grief point is right around along your collarbone. And then you can just draw like little circles right here. And this is your grief point right around there. So that's going to be your emotional release point. So you can work on that too, and just opening up your chest. A lot of times we get really tight and we feel that grief and we feel that anxiety and that loss in our body. I never knew we could feel it so strongly, but it's crazy wild. Okay. So that's your emotional release. All right. So again, you're going to just comment guide. Okay. If you want any of these resources. All right. I'm not trying to sell you anything, do anything like that. I'm just giving you things that have helped me. And, I was lucky enough to be able to find some resources that were really helpful. So I'm passing them on to you ladies. And like I said, you don't have to be a widow to, I blocked the weirdo trying to join you. Okay. Thanks, Aaron. I saw somebody was kind of weird and had commented. I was like, yeah, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Okay. So, these are just people that I follow that I have found helpful. And if it's, they might not all be something that your cup of tea, but that's okay. But it might help you. And then it's like, I was trying to find these funny quotes that I always share at the end of the day when I do my color matches. And now all of mine are, are like widow grief things, and they're not funny. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get back to my scrolling that's funny stuff. You're so sharing your story resonated with, oh my gosh, right? Oh, 31 years ago, bless your heart. Oh, so I was laughing at the fact that someone asked about your wedding ring. Oh, yes. Okay. So that's another thing. I mean, I'll tell you. So this is Tim's wedding ring. I had it sized down, and I ended up having 2 bands of diamonds put on each side. Okay. So I wear that on my middle finger, and then my wedding ring. And that's the other thing. I find it really weird when I go out in public, because I'm not ready to not wear my wedding ring. I don't know. I like to wear my wedding ring, and I just, for me, I'm not ready to. But then I'm like, people are, and I still kind of talk about us as we rather than me. So I think it just makes me uncomfortable when I get out in public, because I'm like, well, I'm a widow. And then, it's just weird. So I do have that issue. I'm like, I haven't figured that one out yet. So anyways, but, okay. So I'm done on Instagram. If you already heard about the journal. Okay. If you haven't heard about the journal and you're on Facebook, I'm going to go over that really quick with you ladies. Okay. And thanks for joining me. And I'm sorry I can't see your comments. It bums me out tremendously. I still wear my ring. It's different for each. It is, Debbie. Yes. Yeah. And like, I know my mom my dad passed away really unexpectedly when he was only 57 years old. I mean, Aaron wasn't even 2 yet. And so the girls were really young, and my mom wore her wedding ring for a really, really long time, so I just figure whatever feels right, we do. That's the thing with grief. Okay. But here's this journal, you guys. And the link for this journal is available too when you comment grief, because I do love this journal. I don't know if you guys will or not, but it just starts out, Dear Heavenly Father. So you can kind of give your thoughts of the day, or whatever you want to tell God that day, or whatever you want to say and release. I love this journal because it gives you little prompts. Then it says, I'm thankful for. So I do love to find some gratitude and find things that but she lived in Iowa and everybody knew. Yeah, that's true, Aaron. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Dear Heavenly Father. So there's that. And then I'm thankful for, because I do feel that if we practice gratitude, that's going to really, really be beneficial to us. We don't have to, like I said earlier on my live with Instagram, I don't think I said it here because I wasn't on actually. We can't gratitude ourselves out of grief. I understand that, I mean, I was always I always was trying to be, a positive person and love to practice gratitude. And I will tell you, it's like, I was like, yeah, there's no freaking thing to be grateful for. I mean, there was, but there's not. It's like, there's a ton for me to be grateful for. My life is amazing. I am so blessed, except my husband passed away. I don't have my person, my best friend. So it's, but it's good to be thankful and to find some things to be thankful for. And then, I'm worried about, so you can write down any of your worries, get them out of your body, get them out of your head, write those worries down and let them go. Okay. And then it's also people I am praying for. I love that. Every day you can just write down people you're praying for. I think that's so good. And then here's what's happening in my life. So you can just give and if somebody reads these later on in life, it's almost like you're telling the story of your life and your journey. And maybe it'll be beneficial to somebody else later on in life. I don't know. Or maybe nobody will want to read them. Who knows? I don't know. We've read my grandma's journal and we've read my mom's. So then you've got, I need, and some days, you know what? This is all about Tim. Some days I'm like, I need Tim. I need a hug. I need a kiss. I want to hold his hand. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go for a drive with Tim. I want to travel. It's like, I'll just write them all out, because it's like, I need to get that feeling out. And then you end up crying maybe. And that's okay too, though, because we have to let those emotions out. And then other things on my heart that I need to share with you, God. And so there's that. But I do love this simple little journal. It's so simple. I know there's other journals, but I found that this one is the one that I have been able to keep up with. I don't know about you ladies though. So that's why I just share what has worked for me. Okay. So again, you're just going to comment guide, GUIDE, and you'll get all the resources. And Rochelle's kind of organized it a little differently. So hopefully it's a little easier to follow, but there's some great podcasts. I love, love, love. There's some great podcasts. There's some great women that do some wonderful mind work and the science behind it and explain the science behind our mind and our brain. And the fact that I was kind of relieved that when I read this, I mean, our brain, when we first lose someone, especially if it's our person that's living in our house all the time, our brain is still looking for them. Like a good long time. Our brain is still looking for them for a long, like good months, right? And so when you find yourself doing that, it's natural. It's your brain is just, that's how it's working. Okay. So I just have found so many things interesting and understanding what's going on in our brain. It just helps me process things a little better. I don't know. Maybe other people aren't like that. All right. So thanks for hopping on. And again, I'm going to get back. Oh, and you guys, if I don't get back to all the comments all the time, when you post on a widows thing, please know that I appreciate everything that you all do and all the comments, and, you know, just comment and support one another as much as you can, and know that I try to read through them and read them all. But sometimes I can't comment to everything. If I had a little voice record, I could probably do it better. But anyways, okay. All right, girls, peace be with you. Thanks for hopping on with me. And I hope you found this helpful. If you do have a widow in your life, or somebody that you feel like might benefit from this, make sure that they get that information, the guide, and auto replies. Please, I apologize for auto replies. I'm sorry. We can't help it. We have to have the auto replies to get the links out to you guys. So there's that. If we send the wrong link, my apologies. Our apologies. We're trying. But we're working on getting that cleaned up too. So anyways, lots to do. All right. But make sure you share this. Or, you know, if you ever need anything, I definitely, you know, DM me and I will give you a voice clip back if you need help with anything, or if you need, I love you guys when you share stories with me too and stuff, because I remember people when they share stories. Okay. All right. Everybody, good night. I mean it for sure tonight, right now. All right. Peace be with you. And I'll be on sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm flying. I have no idea when I'm going live. All right. Bye.